Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. It's often said that the 7 regions of New Hampshire are each different and they have their own distinctive strengths and attractions. Well, take a look at the next 2 graphics. I had asked my guests what their big issues were in their regions. Here's what they told me. In the Monadnock region, which is Cheshire and Western Hillsborough counties, workforce development, child care, housing. And now my other guest, the Seacoast region, which is Eastern Rockingham and Southern Strafford counties, finding workers, affordable housing, available child care. Clearly, no difference in these regions when it comes to worker shortage, child care shortage, and affordable housing shortage that are plaguing the entire state. So, to brief us on what this is doing to their businesses and region's economy is Cody Morrison, Executive Director of the Monadnock Economic Development Corporation, and Darren Winham, Economic Development Director in Exeter and member of Seacoast Economic Development Stakeholders. Welcome. Nice to have you both.
Thank you. Thank you, Fred.
So, what impact is that combination having on your businesses and on just development? Because your long range, economic development is long range. These are short range and real problems right now. Cody?
Sure. Well, thank you, Fred. Well, the premise is simple. Businesses need skilled workers. Workers need homes, and workers need suitable childcare to support their growing families. Right. And businesses are having trouble finding workers, which allows them, or which prevents them sometimes from being able to expand, from being able to pursue new opportunities, even bid on contracts, which can have a direct impact on the local economy.
Yeah, so you're dealing with these shorter-term issues to get at the longer-term economic development.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Darren?
Ditto. Exact same issue.
Yeah, I know.
Exact same issue. Yep. We have obviously our workers. There's a lack of workers because they can't find homes and places to live. Apartments are outrageously priced now. There's not a lot of them. Same with finding homes. My region obviously is a little more expensive, so it's even more difficult. Yep. Our employers, they have openings left and right, and that's not just, that's across the whole spectrum. That's manufacturing, that's retail, that's restaurants, that's the works, offices, etc.
Yeah, just keep going. What are you doing with some of those issues?
So
you've got some innovative things going.
Yes, so Exeter's definitely forward thinking when it comes to that. We have a project, for example, we Invest in H, put some money towards it, that is looking at a project that's going to be mixed use, which is my favorite thing, mixed use. Yep. And the front of it is 50,000 square foot of commercial, and then in the back, 224 apartments, 56 of which will be workforce apartments.
Ah, interesting. Same question, Cody. What's innovative that you're doing to deal with any of these issues in the Keene and Monadnock area?
Sure. So our organization, the Monadnock Economic Development Corporation, is launching a regional housing development fund, which can provide flexible capital to local projects that will result in rehabilitating their new units. One project we recently...
Affordable housing.
Affordable and market rate housing.
And market rate.
So one project that we recently helped close on was a 57-unit expansion in downtown Keene that will result in 3 stories being built on top of about an 80,000 square foot existing industrial building.
Right downtown.
Right downtown.
Right downtown. Let me go to this graphic. These are the median house prices on the Seacoast and Monadnock regions. Take a look at these. We often talk about the $500,000 statewide median house price. In Rockingham it's $665, in Strafford County it's $482. And that's in the Seacoast region. Now in the Monadnock region, $347,500 in Cheshire County, and they have part of Hillsborough County also. It's $531. These house prices are affording workers to look for apartments, but the vacancy rate for apartments in the state, as you know, is below 1%. Hard to find. And that's true in both of your areas, I'm sure, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. Apartments?
Yes, I can't find them.
Are they being built?
Oh, well, it's in the works. He's getting his final approvals, and then we're going ahead with it. Yes.
And same with Darren. Apartments are being built.
Oh, certainly. Finding an apartment now is really a game of word of mouth. Very rarely do you ever drive through a neighborhood anymore and take the old school approach to finding a place, an apartment unit to live in. You just drive around a neighborhood and you try to see for rent signs. That really doesn't exist anymore. So.
Yeah, right. I have a family member that has that problem. Anyhow. My thanks to Cody Morrison, Executive Director of the Monadnock Region Economic Development Corporation, and Darren Winham, Economic Development Director of Exeter and member of the Seacoast Economic Development Stakeholders. Stakeholders, I like that word. Anyhow, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Fred.
If you missed part of this briefing, you can go to WMUR.com where it will be posted all this week.